It's been official. A third of the league is not eligible for the playoffs. We know what 10 teams will be in the play-in, just a matter of the seeding. So since we probably won't be watching some of those teams for the rest of the season, I'm going to give y'all a team. What is something you're going to remember about them this year?
I like this.
Very simple stuff. Starting off with the Memphis Grizzlies. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be big, it could be small.
I'm going to remember the expectations of this team. Like, coming into the year, I brought up the standings projections last week, and I think it said that they would be like a 50-win team or 49-something team. Like, there were high expectations. And I'll never forget the Ja Morant early the season game winner. It felt like that was like, okay, I remember what this felt like for the Grizzlies, and then it kind of just plummeted. But yeah, I remember that, and it's a low trying to put in the less than like 30-minute thing, and it just didn't go right.
Yeah, I would say Jaren getting traded. That was honestly like so shocking and like seemed like it was out of nowhere because they had just extended him last year, so I didn't think that they would come into this season and trade him. But they got an offer that they just couldn't turn down. And I remember, I think we were sitting right here, and that news broke, and it was just like, whoa. And yeah, it was just so much going on with that thing. Ja got suspended again this year. So yeah, it was just a lot.
What did he get suspended for this year?
Coach Isolo.
Yeah, with Isolo. He got into it with Isolo.
Damn.
I would say I would remember the most is probably Cam Spencer. I think he fits into that mold of NBA players that are like, he doesn't, if you probably walk past him in a Target, I think a lot of people would think he's just a regular guy. But on the NBA court, he has proven that he can really put in work and give you buckets. He can play the right way, and he can honestly just make, be one of those guys that always competes on a night in, not a night out basis. So
I think I remember that first month of Cedric Coward. Mm-hmm. He still got so much potential to be a real NBA player. But that first month, it was like, man, I was really like, we were just one pick away. And now I've come to the realization that Noah Nsinghe truly is the future of the NBA. So I don't really care that Cedric Coward was one pick away anymore. But that first month, he's just like, man, because you didn't really have much film of him from last year in college because he only played 6 or so games. So looks good. And now they potentially have another lottery pick depending on what happens with the Orlando Magic. Next team. The Washington Wizards.
Them expediting their timeline.
So all yours is going to be the trade that they made.
Honestly, yeah, it was. It was kind of crazy. I didn't expect them to expedite their timeline. Like, they weren't anyone that I thought that would be linked to Anthony Davis or Trae Young coming into the season. And so those were just two very shocking moves that kind of just blew me away.
For me, it's that stretch where Kyshawn George was kind of separating himself from the bunch and feel like the NBA world was falling in love with his game and understanding who he is as a player. That was pretty fun because obviously they lost a bunch, but I think it's always important for rebuilding teams to have some type of positive to come out, and I think some of their players have been that. But for me, it was him.
First thing, I'm always remember they got dropped 83 on. It's just like one of the first things that shoots to mind. Second thing is the jump that Alex Sarr had. Them losing so many games, I think people haven't really put a magnifying glass on it, how good he has been just as an individual. But I think next year, people to look a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I'll remember, similar to the George thing, just how many of their young players have showed, like, let's say a 10-game stretch of flashes of them being really good from Kyshawn George. Bilal just recently had a little stretch where he was averaging like 15, 16 points per game. Trey Johnson. Will Riley has had a stretch where he averaged like 20. So it's just like they have so many intriguing young players.
Which one your favorite stretch? I think the
Will Riley one.
Yeah, the Will Riley one is probably my favorite too.
Because his catch and shoot numbers are incredible. He also can do it off the bounce a little bit, and he was one of the 3 youngest players in the class. So it's like you put all of that together. His body's not filled
out. Yeah. So imagine when everything aligned.
Yeah. Shout out to him. Next, we'll go to the Chicago Bulls. What will we remember the most about this Bulls season, y'all?
The stretch that Josh Giddey had when he was looking like a lock for the All-Star game around in the beginning of the season. He was just playing amazing. He was shooting off the dribble. He was getting triple doubles. His passing and playmaking was phenomenal. He got hurt, and then he obviously had to come back from that, and then kind of like plateaued a little bit. But before that, Josh Giddey was on some really good All-Star level type play.
Yeah, it would have to be Josh Giddey again. I think he's not answering the question for y'all for like future plans, I guess, but he's really shown that he is improving as a player every year, especially from deep. I think he's starting to make a trend in the right direction. And just as an overall player, not as he's going to be the next Steph Curry.
Probably some of the flashes we've seen in Modest. Those have probably been my favorite parts with the Bulls. I do remember that early part of the season where, like,
5-0 start game
Yeah.
winners, Vooch in the corner versus the 76ers. Some
Io against the Magic hit some big threes in that those first matchups. Io was like making a lot of big plays in that first 5-game stretch. Honestly, that's probably what I remember. We had just bought the Comcast, whatever, CHSN stuff, tuning in, watching the Bulls, and they handling business. Trey
he got
Jones.
me again, P. Because
With the White
I
Sox.
changed my package to get the White Sox to include it.
Yeah.
It's like $40-something a month to watch two awful teams. But here we are. White Sox get their first win of the season last year. Last night. Last year. I mean, that's what it feels like sometimes.
Hey, Miguel Vargas.
How many games into
Grand
the season
Slam,
are they?
162.
162.
No, I say how many games into the season?
Oh, this is the fourth game. They started 0-3.
We have no excuse to not go to a game because there's 162 opportunities.
That's a fact. I think when it comes to the Bulls, I think I remember most.
How do y'all think they got to 162? Let's create a new league. I know how many games we should play. 162.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty interesting. I think I remember that this was the year where a lot of my favorite Bulls ended up getting traded. From Kobe to Io to I mean, Vooch was not one of my favorites, but he was there for 5 years. No, so it was the year that all of the bullies have gone to different teams, and now most of them are contributing to some winning basketball to some extent. And this is going to be also remembered as the year before the big Modest jump. I think if you look at the last month or so, you see in the flashes that it's like, and I'm also seeing a lot of Twitter love for Modest too, and it kind of scares me when Twitter fall in love with a player. Because you know how quickly they fall in love with players, how quick they can fall out of love with a player. So
Twitter do that all the
That's
time.
the inevitable.
Yeah. What about the Pelicans?
The stretch we got from Derik Queen before he hit the rookie wall. Thought he had a triple doubles. He was out there just being like that floor general center that we thought he could be. But then obviously he hit that rookie wall and he kind of just even fell out the rotation a little bit now. So that stretch we got from D Queen was elite.
I probably remember that this is one of the healthiest seasons we kind of got from Zion in a minute.
Yeah.
Where he's just he's been on the floor consistently. And again, he's amazing to watch when he is.
I remember them trading with the Hawks. Like, that was a big conversation for almost the first half of the season for them.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's kind of one of the craziest things we've seen. And we'll see how that pans out come draft lottery time. But, yeah, I honestly think I'll remember that. Now, from player-wise, Jeremiah Fears has had some moments that I really liked, and I think a lot of other people have enjoyed as well. Obviously, super young, point guard position, has the highs and the lows. And we'll see if he can iron out a lot of the lows. But, I enjoyed his season a lot.
I think for them, too, Sadiq Bey, he's going to be one of them guys that, like, in a couple of years, we do one of them games where we're talking about the old teams. It's like, they did have Sadiq Bey, and he averaged, like 16, whatever he's averaging. Like, he had a really good season this year.
I think y'all gave great answers. The Zion one is one I really think about. This is his most healthy season of his career. And it's just like, they have 20-something wins on the season, so it doesn't really matter. I think that my thing that I remember the most is before the season started, Joe Dumars said, hey, expectations, not the playoffs, in a season where they traded their first-round pick. And now, I wonder if you ask Joe Dumars right now, as they said at 25-51, has this been a successful season? Because his expectations were playoffs.
Yeah.
So there's a world where he's like, yeah, this is
Zion been healthy.
This has been a great season for us.
Rookie show flashes.
I don't know. I don't feel like they made much progress.
No, I don't think they have it either. The Derik Queen thing is really good. That's a really good pick because that first month also was just like, man. He showed you like baby Yoke vibes at some points. On both sides of the ball, if you know what I mean. You know
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.